morning. We just left ANGOLA, Indiana Supercharger. I would rate that one kind of low.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2. It was only kind of next to a Ramada Inn, and it was not a great hotel. And the Supercharger was an odd distance away from the hotel, so low marks.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I mean, there's no real food to mention around it. It's one of the old school ones. They're getting much better at it, but there was definitely some learning to be done.
Yeah.
And now we're entering Michigan.
Awesome.
So, I mean, we've been talking about auto steer doing most of the driving on this trip. I'd say 99.5%. We just wanted to show you that it can handle pretty much any situation. So work zones, passing trucks, bad lines on the road. Like for instance here, the lines on the road are faded or covered up by other asphalt, and it still reads them just fine, even though we're going into congested traffic. We'll show you a few instances where we're passing trucks and doing stuff like that where it does the job just great. So here's another thing that causes a lot of stress when you're driving, especially on new roads or at night or whatever, is lane changes. You look in your rearview mirrors, is there someone in my blind spot? So I'm going to tell him to lane change now, and he's going to check. Sparky's checking to see if there's anyone in my blind spot. There wasn't, so he changes lanes. Now I did check my rearview mirrors, but if someone had been in my blind spot, Sparky would not have changed lanes. He would have waited until it was clear. So again, I don't have to worry as much when I'm changing lanes because I've got an extra set of eyes that are helping me. So here's a great feature, tactical cruise control. So even if you'd like to do all the steering yourself, so in this case, I'll take over and I'll do the steering. You can still have the car do tactical cruise control, which means it's like regular cruise control where you set the speed you'd like to go, but with the added huge advantage that it's now keeping track of the car in front of you, and you get to choose how close you'd like to get to the car in front of you. So for instance, in this case, we have a choice between 1 all the way down to 7. So 7 is the furthest distance you'd like to be from the car. I'm at a 7 right now from that white car in front of us. That's kind of if you want to just have maximum distance between you and the car in front of you. But what if you want to get a little closer so people don't cut you off? So let's change the number. I'm changing it on the stock here to, let's say, a 3. So now we're going to get closer. You can see that Sparky speeds up. He says, oh, okay, you want to get close to that car in front of you? I'll get closer. Now what if you are in like heavy traffic and you don't want people to cut you off even more? You want to get as close as possible. So we'll switch that to a 1. And now Sparky is going to shorten the distance between us and the car in front of us, as you can see. Still maintaining a safe distance, but this way you're kind of driving in that more aggressive style where you don't want people to cut you off, or maybe you want to draft off of a truck in front of you. So put it into 1, and Sparky will maintain this distance, constantly judging with its radar how fast that car is going. If he brakes, we'll brake.
So Dad, guess how far we went yesterday? Guess how far we traveled?
600 miles?
We traveled 840 miles.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Wow. So we're here at the Ann Arbor, Michigan 8-stall supercharger. These are new chargers, and it's kind of full this morning. As you can see, there's an X down the end, a red S, a black S. There's Sparky, and a white S. And there's a EV-only cones as well. So we just left the Ann Arbor, Michigan supercharger. It's an 8-stall. Those are the new ones. It's in a really nice little shopping plaza that seems to have everything you need, a Myers, a whole bunch of other restaurants and stores. Met a bunch of other fun Tesla owners, an X driven by an employee of Tesla.
That's awesome.
Who has a cool Tesla tattoo.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was great. And we got some great tips. So like we're now going to the Sarnia, Ontario supercharger because of a tip we just got. So we're going to take that route instead of going through Detroit because we heard that it's really beautiful. So thank you for that tip. And how would you rate that supercharger?
I think I'd give it a 7.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Cool. What is this?
Some kind of bridge, I guess.
Neat. Icy air on your butt feels good. So we're driving through Detroit, and I would argue that Detroit in the last century was the center of car manufacturing in this country. But I'm going to make the argument that now that new center might be on the West Coast. It might be in Fremont, California, because Tesla, as you know, is the newest American car company since 1927.
Yeah.
And it might just be that they become the biggest. Right now, they're tiny. I mean, they're only pumping out, 80,000 cars a year?
Right.
But in 2 years' time, the plan is to be pumping out 500,000 cars a year.
Wow.
Can they do it? Let's see. You could become a part of that revolution, too, by signing up for the Model 3. You know, while we're talking about the Model 3, which will be a 5-seater, 4-door sedan car, they're going to be coming out with the Model Y, which fills out the sexy moniker. The Model Y will be built on the Model 3 chassis, but it'll be an SUV crossover style, smaller than an X. So be looking for that if you're not interested in a sedan, but you're interested in more of a crossover. There's talk of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And also, Elon did mention that they're thinking about making a semi-tractor trailer.
Wow.
You know, an 18-wheeler. Like,
That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome. Can you imagine the change for truckers if they could drive coast to coast without having to, you know, have their hands tied to the wheel every second? That would be so exciting. Jesse's getting ready to fly his drone. This is the bridge that we're going to be going over in a few minutes over into Canada. So this is our last supercharger in America before we get to Canada. And there goes Jesse. Drone. Hopefully he's going to get a good shot. So we're at the Port Huron, Michigan 8-stall supercharger. It's the last stop before Ontario. I give it a 7 because it's got new chargers. There's 8 of them. They're easy to pull into. A little bit of a weird thing off of the highway. And there's a DoubleTree right here, which is awesome to stay at. I think there's a restaurant in there, but I don't know if it's the kind of restaurant that's like always open kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can go to the bathroom and stuff, but not the normal amenities like Starbucks and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. I mean, it's not the worst supercharger we've stayed at, but I mean, it definitely seems like we're right near an urban center. There could be more amenities. It is cool. We're right next to the border with Canada, though, like right over the river.
I know, isn't that cool? Can't wait to see if they let us in.
All right, we're going into Canada, crossing the bridge.
It's Sparky's first time.
First time in Canada. It's pretty much my first time in Canada. I've only been for about 15 minutes. All right, here we go through the thing.
Through the thing. Passports are ready.
Do you want to put your mic on?
Oh, yeah. Going in here, just going.
Yeah.
Sparky, did you bring your passport?
Sparky's not a person, then.
He's not? Hello.
Hello. Can we point the camera somewhere else?
Sure.
How long are you coming to Canada for?
2 nights, Toronto and Montreal.
How do you two know each other?
He's my son.
Where do you live?
In Massachusetts, Westford. We went to San Francisco and Portland and Seattle for a cross-country tour in our Tesla, and now we've been vlogging about it on our YouTube channel. And then we're heading back.
So how's the car been making you?
Great. Yeah, we've gone to the 66th supercharger right over here in Port Huron.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Well, we made it through.
Woo! Tough questions.
Tough questions.
How do you two know each other?
All right, so we're in Canada. The speed limit is
100 miles an hour?
It's in kilometers per hour.
Oh, so what is that? I have to do calculations in my brain?
The cool thing is that the Tesla does all the calculations for you.
Oh, look at that. It's 62 miles an hour.
Not only knows that we are in Canada and that we should be using kilometers per hour, but it reads the street signs and does the math for you. That is a lot of math. in Canada, does this make it not a cross-country road trip, but rather a cross-continental road trip, since it's international?
Oh, yeah. Technically, I guess you could say that.
So, cross-continental road trip.
Yeah.
International.
Yes. I like the sound
Cross-country
of it.
international road trip. Model X. Tesla. Electricity. Science. Technology. Math. Engineering. Over there is the real Canadian Superstore.
Not the fake one.
It's the real one.
So we're driving into London, Canada right now to get some lunch because we saw that there's a Thai food restaurant with good reviews, so we got a little off our course on our way to the Woodstock charger and see if we can get ourselves a nice lunch. So we just had a great meal in the little town of, well, it's not little, it's
their 11th largest city.
yeah, it's true. It's over 300,000 people. Really cute houses. So every street we've been on so far is named after a London street. Piccadilly, we're turning out to Waterloo, Pall Mall. There's people on bikes everywhere. Yep, you read right. It's 33 degrees out. Celsius. Yeah, London Towers. You read that right. That's right. Trafalgar the Bear, because we're in Trafalgar Square. Hey, it's our second time going to a supercharger where there are Tesla T's on the ground. So we are in Woodstock, Canada, Ontario, and this is an 8-stall supercharger. It's got 2 pull-ins, so you can pull in like we just did, which makes it really easy. You just pull right in, charge right up. What was that, Jesse?
Isn't that our first Canadian supercharger?
That's right, this is our first Canadian supercharger. Sparky, you are now an international car of mystery. So Jesse is trying to tie a knot for my fly fishing rod, and we are charging at the Woodstock, Ontario, Canada supercharger. This is our first international supercharger for us. This is number 67 on our trip. I give it a 7 because it's got the Tesla T's. It's got 8 of them. 2 of them are pull-ins, which makes it easy. It's pretty easy off the highway. There's places to stay, which means there's places to go to the bathroom, and there's some restaurants. So it's pretty much got everything you need. There's even some free Wi-Fi up there. Jesse, what do you give it?
I mean, I'm gonna give it a 5. It just, I don't know.
He gives it a 5 because, I don't know. That's a good reason. See you soon in Toronto.
That's where we're having dinner.
Alright, so we are reviewing the 68th supercharger we've been to, which is the Toronto, Ontario, Canada supercharger. It is at a Tesla store, so automatically that gives it some points. Because when you look around, you see a sea of Teslas, including a Roadster inside, which is awesome.
That was cool to see.
Met some really nice guy who gave us some awesome tips tonight. We are actually, we followed your tip. You know who you are, and we had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So I'm giving that one a 7 because there's no food around there unless maybe they give you donuts or something in the Tesla store. But there are Teslas. There's probably Wi-Fi in the Tesla store and probably bathrooms, and it's open till I think like 7. So get some points taken off because there's not great amenities. What would you give it?
I'll give it a 5 because I mean you don't have those amenities that, I mean, you're in Toronto. This is a big city. We're right in the thick of it.
We're about to go up into the CN Tower. We're gonna go to the 360 restaurant at the top.
Yes, all from a recommendation from a fellow Tesla owner.
Sorry.
How cool is that?
Big thanks.
Thank you.
I don't know why it changed. Why is I don't know.
You good?
Yep.
Did we get
Yeah,
our
we
footage?
got everything. Yeah, well, let's leave.
Roll.
Let's leave. It's still. Let's go. Let's go. We got it. We got it. We're good.
All right, let's go find the door. Can you find the door?
The elevator.
Yeah, let's go. This is freaking Jesse out.
Too high.
Will they let him back in? Is the question. Jesse wanted to do this really badly, but I told him he couldn't.
Alright, this is before he's gonna go out onto the thing. These people have no fear. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. There's cones in the middle of the road. I think because they just painted,
Yeah.
but they're in the middle of the road.
And also in Canada, there are these big X's over the crosswalks.
Right.
To let you know that they're
Weird.
crosswalks.
This is so. It's like it's a whole nother country.
This is whole other country.
Here's things you don't see. Like, there's an old couple. It's midnight on a Friday night, and they're just out having a good time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Now You Know. Check out some of our other videos. We have a few from before we left on our trip, and we have plenty from our trip.
Yeah, check out that one. Remember that one?
I don't know. That one was from a while ago. I mean, I remember this one.
Oh, you remember that? Oh, that was a good
That
one.
was a good one.
Yeah.
This one was good.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I'm in that one.
And check out this one over here,
Oh, wow.
and also this one.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot of videos. You should check them out.